Hello traders, this is Tom Willis from Opteck. Good day to you all. Today it is the 18th of November 2013 and this is a daily market review for the current market status. Now because today it's Monday, we will go over the entire weekly calendar. We'll see several announcements regarding different days during the week, and we will separate the potential according to the situation regarding the announcements. As we're familiar with Mondays, we know that Mondays usually deliver low amount of liquidity, but it's not like we can't trade. It just means that we need to focus on specific currencies that will deliver the best potential in the market. As you can see, today's calendar is not involving any kind of high potential announcements. We've got several orange announcements that may deliver some liquidity. Dollar announcements, Canadian announcements, and beside that, several announcements. We've got nothing basically today. Tomorrow on Tuesday, sorry, we've got an announcement regarding the Australian dollar late at night. The European German announcement will definitely be very important for the DAX, and surely the CAC will be exposed to that announcement as well. After that, basically we can say that the Bernanke will deliver a speech at Tuesday, not Wednesday, but it's on our time, it's already on Wednesday. A very important speech. Every speech of his will deliver liquidity. We saw that the last speech wasn't really affecting because it occurred after the market's time frame when the US market was already closed, and this will be the same, but again in terms of currencies we do expect it will to affect the dollar's status, and also to see that potential in terms of liquidity regarding the US dollar on a variety of other assets. After that, during Wednesday's time frame, we've got several announcements regarding the pound. Definitely a good position to test whether the pound is gaining strength or losing strength. And after that, we've got several very important announcements regarding the US dollar. So we've got a very nice liquidized potential regarding Wednesday. And again, we've got several announcements later on. The FOMC meeting expressing several issues regarding economy, and the Canadian bank will deliver some liquidity as well. On Thursday, we've got a variety of announcements regarding the Japanese yen. That's a very important perspective. Once we've got an announcement, red announcement regarding the Japanese yen, it will affect or reflect the same potential further on into the European session and the US market. So it's very important to test. Again, if you're traders from the US, from Canada, or from Europe, it will be very important for us to test the expression of the announcements regarding the Asian market, and then try to reflect the same strength on other currencies during our session, the European and the US market. After that, we've got Euro announcements regarding the French CAC. That will be definitely a good position to place a trade, and German announcement regarding the DAX. That will be a great potential as well. Again, you can see that they are approximately at the same time, 8 and 8:30, and that will be a great potential. Australian dollar after that, it's not during the Australian market, but again it will affect the Australian dollar further on other currencies. Again, that is Thursday. Several good announcements. I love this separation where we've got a variety of announcements on different time frames, and we can just bounce from one asset to another according to the liquidity regarding specific announcements. US dollar announcement, unemployment claims, as we always have on Thursday. And on Friday, we've got another potential to trade the German DAX. Generally, the euro will be affected as well. Canadian dollar as well, several announcements. So we do expect to see a lot of liquidity, specifically on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Today and tomorrow will be a pretty quiet market, but still tradable using our needs, according to our needs as binary option traders. Let's go to the charts. I've already fixed the strength and weakness indication I did that several minutes ago, so let's see. Yeah, the Canadian dollar just changed this perspective. It's getting weaker while the euro is gaining strength. 55, 56, 56. So we can say that the New Zealand and the Swiss franc are the strongest currencies at the moment. We can say that the Australian dollar and the euro are approximately the same strength, but a bit weaker. And we can say that the dollar and the pound reflect larger amount of weakness, and the Japanese yen is the weaker currency in the market. So a good potential to trade will be Swiss franc and New Zealand in front of the dollar, pound, and Japanese yen. Let's go to other assets. Let's see if we can find a potential trade. Okay. So first of all, Australian dollar versus the New Zealand. While the New Zealand is a bit stronger than the Australian dollar, we can see a potential building up for a put option over here. Again, they aren't so different in terms of strength and weakness, but a cross beyond the trend line will proceed lower, and that will be a great trade. Again, I would definitely take this trade for 1 hour, not for half an hour, because we know that they are approximately the same strength and weakness, and this move beyond the trend line will express an additional strength on the New Zealand, while the Australian dollar is expected to lose strength in the market. And here, the Australian dollar in front of the US dollar, we've watched the strength and weakness. We saw that the Australian dollar is stronger than the US dollar. Approximately 4 or 5 digits separate between the RSI of the Australian dollar and the US dollar, meaning a potential for an uptrend. A trend line across, and a continuance beyond that will deliver a good potential trade. This is even a good for half an hour, but I will definitely raise the bar to 1 hour trade to allow enough time frame for the market to move beyond that point. Here we've got nothing. Australian dollar in front of the Japanese yen is just continuing higher. At the moment, only a downtrend on the stochastic and exhaustion level will reflect the potential to climb back up again. Australian dollar in front of the euro, nothing over here. Euro versus Japanese yen. Again, the Japanese yen is expressing weakness for several hours, and at the moment we don't have a joinment position. We do need to wait for an additional weakness on other currencies, a bit of a downtrend on the stochastic on all of them, and then we'll be able to join. We'd definitely rather joining the New Zealand and the Swiss franc, which express the largest strength in the market, but also the Australian dollar and the euro present good potential, while again, if the stochastic will drop down and will allow us to join this movement. Pound versus the US dollar. We've watched that. We saw that they aren't so different in terms of strength, and it seems like there's a good potential for an uptrend, but we can see that the RSI is way too close to the 50 level, meaning that they express approximately the same strength. At the moment, I would leave this asset alone, pound versus the US dollar. We saw that both of them are the weakest currencies, and it's not logical to trade this asset at the moment. Although we've got a good potential on the stochastic, the RSI is way closer to the 50 than we would like it to be. The gold, we've analyzed that several times last week. I remind you that I said for the long term that once we will cross this trend line, then we will continue lower, and we've talked about this downtrend that we had in 5 waves, the corrective pattern, and I said that it will continue lower. We had the 3rd wave, a 4th corrective pattern, and a 5th completing the entire impulse structure. There are a variety of situations or variety of expressions that we can analyze this chart according to the elite wave analysis. Anyway, doesn't really matter what you're calling first wave, second wave, third wave. At the moment, if we will continue to bounce below this trend line, then the perspective is still down, although there's a lot of anticipation for a weaker dollar in the market, meaning an uptrend on the gold and the silver. At the moment, I'm not changing my perspective as the assets are still saving the same structure and aren't crossing larger cycles, support line and trend lines. At the moment, the perspective is still down. If we'll cross this trend line and we'll base a good expression beyond that, then we can start measuring the strength and weakness. But still, any kind of uptrend is delivering a downtrend movement. Any kind of an exhaustion level of an uptrend on a stochastic delivers the downtrend movement, and still we can see that the downtrend movement is the stronger. Again, there's an expectation for a weaker dollar in the market because of the confidence that we had last week regarding the US economy. I'm still keeping my perspective of a stronger dollar in the market until we will see changes occur on a variety of assets such as the dollar index, and we will see that in a second. Okay, beside that, we've got a pretty quiet market, and at the moment nothing to deliver. Let's look at the indices. Okay, so we can see that generally the economy in Europe is climbing up from the beginning of this session. We saw a nice trend up, the DAX and the CAC both climbing up. Again, we need to wait for the US market to begin its operation in order for us to have some sort of perspective regarding the US dollar. It seems at the moment that the US dollar should lose strength. We've talked about that last week. I said that this uptrend that we had occurred in 5 waves, completing an entire cycle over here. And from this moment I was expecting to see an A pattern, a B pattern and a C pattern dropping down. My expectation remains the same, that we will see the dollar losing strength until this point approximately. Over here I'll be able to reassess my perspective and to decide whether I'm expecting the dollar to lose an additional strength or I'm expecting it to bounce higher and to continue higher. Anyway, if the dollar index will climb up beyond this trend line, which imitates the entire corrective pattern, we'll be able to follow that one with an uptrend, meaning a stronger dollar in the market, meaning dollar versus the Swiss franc for a call option, euro versus the US dollar for a put option, indicating a stronger dollar in the market. I will need to wait for the US market to begin to express its strength on the dollar itself in order for me to analyze the dollar. Again, there's a great expectation from indices such as the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones to cross and to reach new high rates and to break and to reach very important psychological areas. At the moment I'm a bit skeptical about that specific issue, but there's a lot of issues like the end of the year rally and potential that other traders can see, and it's amazing to see that usually whenever everyone is optimist regarding the potential, the market knows how to strike huge traders, and I do believe that we need to react to the market with a lot of patience and understand that the market can change its direction. The market is very delicate at the moment, and any kind of bad news from any kind, I don't know, an announcement that will be delivered regarding the US dollar may open a gate for large weakness on the US economy and large strength on the dollar index or generally the dollar's position in the world. So at the moment we need to wait a bit more. Again, a logical completion of this entire cycle, this entire corrective pattern, will be approximately at the 80.3, 80.4 area. I've been talking about this area for the past 2 weeks. That is my expectation, and I will wait for an additional information in order for me to reassess or continue with my previous analysis. From here, from Opteck, I'd like to wish you all the best with your trades. Have a pleasant day, and bye-bye.